Hi, my name is Mia Ashford, and this is my redemption story. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and my mom was a teacher. She'd been sick her almost entire life, and the doctors told her that she would only live about a year or so. But when I turned 10, she passed away. And I was able to go live with my uncle and my aunt. But my mom was very fun and happy and just kind of the life of the party, I guess. And her sister, my aunt, she was very, very strict. And I know she loved me. She was just extremely strict and, had a regimen, and you followed that regimen to a T. When I was a little girl in that house where I didn't really feel loved all the time, I was always able to pray and go to God or just cry out to Him. And I was working at Dillard's in a department store, and they had a lot of officers that worked there for security. And I started talking to one of them, and I said, I kind of want to be an officer. What does that entail? And he told me kind of what you have to do, and you have to go through the police academy and things like that. And so I said, oh, okay, let me try it. And I had children, so I wanted to have something, a job that was stable. With my children, I have a son and a daughter, and my son was diagnosed with a mental illness back when he was younger. When I started working, I was at the sheriff's department, and I was in patrol, and I kept asking God to move me out of this place because I didn't like it. I did not like where I was. Even my boss was a little difficult at times to get along with, and so I'd asked God, I was like, Lord, please remove me from this place. But He didn't. And so I said, okay, Lord. Well, I showed up every day, did what I was supposed to do. So we would get calls from, dispatched calls, and show up on a call. What I started noticing is other single moms was having the same type of issues with their sons that I was having with mine. I felt like it was almost my responsibility to talk to the mom and say, you know what, I've been in this same situation, maybe not exactly where you are, but I've got a son who suffers with mental illness, and I was able to share what I went through. And sometimes, we would sit there and cry. And it's like, what is wrong with this lady? She's an officer and she's standing here with me crying. But in that moment, I felt that. I said yes to the Lord and walked in submission even when I didn't really want to. But I did, and I think it just, like I said, it helped not only someone else, but it helped me to get through what I was going through. And so that's what I rely on when it's His timing, because sometimes I'm like, this ain't what I planned, Lord. This is not where I thought I would be. During my divorce, I thought, didn't expect that, Lord. I didn't think it would be, me going through this, especially during this time and raising the children and things like that. But God, because He saw me through it, weeping may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. Sometimes when you're in the middle of it, it seems like it's so slow and it's just going day by day, and Lord, when will this be over? But when I changed my attitude, when I changed the way I thought about it, the way I looked at things, when I let that faith come through, it's like I looked up and I'd gone through it. I made it with God. And so His timing is just so perfect. I never thought that my relationship with my husband would be the way it is now. Herb has been nothing but a gentleman with me. You know, I've been serving with him on the safety team for almost a month, I guess, and I love it. And our missions trip, he told me, he says, I would like to go on a missions trip. And he says, well, it's here, let's sign up. And so I was like, okay, and we're going to Brazil. I found my Prince Charming. If the Lord can redeem me, He can redeem you too.